was, first of all, being confident within our own, right, making sure we're confident within our own timing, our own stepping on one, making sure we're confident within our own body weight. And so the biggest thing we're kind of working on is how to give and take away connection also within our own body weight to move ourselves. So I started off by taking away pretty much all, I guess, connection, right? Making sure that even with my leader leading, go ahead, right? I can still see what my leader wants to do, right? Keeping a well enough space that if they needed to connect to me, they could, but making sure that we're still playing back and forth without this connection, and I can still do it pretty much within their own timing, whatever timing the leader's setting. Then we added back in connection, very light connection, right? I'm thinking about maybe grazing my fingertips. I'm not thinking about counter. I'm not thinking about, I put tone within my own body, right? And tone within my own body just means it doesn't fall, right? So I'm keeping it up, right? It doesn't mean that's stiff, like I'm not engaging any muscles. It just means that there's tone and I'm keeping it pretty much at this level. And then I'm putting fingertips towards my leader. Then we start dancing like this, where seeing how light I can still move around while keeping my fingertips pretty much off my leader, right? This may cause you to redirect back to your leader much faster because there is a visual aspect of when my leader is moving his own body and landing on his feet and moving his arms that I still need to visually pay attention to. So when my leader starts moving their body weight backwards, I might start moving my body weight forwards just because that is what we're supposed to respond and call to. This also helps out in the competition precisely for if my leaders are on off time, if my leaders are trying to bully me through patterns, and if my leaders are trying to kind of arm wrestle me, right? I will take away my connection because that's what they need to use to lead me throughout the patterns. And so I will take away my connection to bring, first of all, focus back to myself and to kind of have the pause in the partnership. What this also causes us to do is that if I intentionally choose to add connection back in, then we can start to use that to its advantage. So right now I'm kind of lightly at fingertips, but if I want to go into more pressure, I can start to add a lot more pressure for an acceleration of some sorts, right? And so that's what causes us to have acceleration is more connection, not starting at a 50% and then trying to go to 100. It's more like, oh, we're gonna start at like a 20 or 30%, then we're going to increase to like a 60 or 70, and that's what causes a lot of this connection and leverage moments, right? Again, this is kind of how I dance at default. My default is probably roughly around a 20 to 30%, and then if I want to go into acceleration or speed or leverage or any stuff like that, then I'll increase it, but I'll never default to like a 50%, right? Obviously, speed, what leader you're dancing with, and how you yourself react within your own body is going to change all of these variables. So one thing that I keep in mind is that we start with connection and we only take it away when people abuse it, essentially, as well as, what else was I gonna say? Oh, use it to your advantage to give yourself a breath in competition, especially for faster songs, right? If your leader's just kind of pulling you through stuff, making sure that I have the time and moment to take a breath, dance within myself, and then give my leader my connection back. We talked a little bit about at the start about, again, a visual piece that helps my leaders know not to lead me quite yet, especially when we don't know the beat of the song, is if my spotlight is away from my leader, right? So even if I'm on top of myself and I'm not giving my leader much connection, right? If my spotlight is away, he knows not to lead me. Versus when I give it directional intent and start to bring my focus back to my leader, that's when my leader knows to start leading me. And it's very much giving those clear signals and switches back and forth to kind of be confident within our own dance, and then also give collaboration for a better competition dance. And I think that was everything.
Settling.
Oh, yeah. So the thing about faster songs is that I saw you kind of more pitched over the front of your foot, right? And so every time that you would finish a movement, it would already be here and you were already kind of falling into the next movement, rather than if I'm forward in pitch and then I clearly show myself a settle back into the heels of my feet, and then I start my one, and maybe my pitch is a little more forward, and then I settle back into my feet. It shows a clear comparison of when the start of a move ends, the start of one move ends to the next move, right? So we want to make sure that they're distinct and clear, but they're still kind of moving together.
Yes, and I think you mentioned something about one pattern being complicated, one pattern being
Yes,
isn't it
so
basic?
the name of the game is contrast, right? If I do something that's a little more accelerated, right, the next movement is going to be slow and drawn out. And then almost always I will default back to basics, put in an anchor, a one, and then I'll do the same pattern again.
Got it.